All right. Hello, Perez. I'm here with my brother-in-law, Alyosh, and this gentleman right here is the one that has been cooking the crab. He has done the crab. He has mastered the crab.
I haven't mastered it, but it tasted pretty good. Last time I had
it was amazing.
I confirm.
Confirm?
I confirm.
Good, good. All right. So Lyosh has actually a history in hospitality, and he's got a lot of amazing dishes under his belt. But this one in particular, so I don't think in all the years we've been together we've done a crab. Why? Why?
Because the only crabs I've had was since the 70s when people didn't take much care of themselves and didn't shave down there.
Those probably tasted a little bit funny. They're
A bit cheesy.
bit cheesy.
Bit cheesy, yeah.
And the crab we're having today obviously won't have those characteristics.
It's got sweet,
Sweet.
tender
As opposed
flavour,
to-
yeah.
So almost the opposite of the 70s crabs.
Oh,
Yesterday you cooked the crab. Yesterday you cooked it.
yeah.
And all right, what? It's pronounced as sweet. Everyone says it's really sweet.
It's sweet. It tastes
Okay.
like it's got sugar in it. But
Really?
it's not defined as, I wouldn't define it as it's got sugar on it.
Yeah.
It's just got like, it's got a sweetness through the meat.
So
Yeah.
would you compare it to a? Is it closer to a prawn or is it closer to a?
Closer to a lobster. I think
Okay.
closer to a lobster
Right.
with the sweetness added.
So with lobsters, everyone does like a garlic butter or there's some sort of curry onto it or a mornay. But we're just doing it.
I don't think you need anything.
Okay.
I used to like to put a lot of flavour on things.
Yep.
Steaks and fish.
Yeah.
And even prawns and everything.
Yep.
But then you kind of, it's funny how you get bored of the flavour
Mm.
and you forget what the taste of the meat is. And you should appreciate the taste
Well,
of the meat.
here's
Like
a
now I
question.
cook the steak. I cook
Yeah.
the steak, I just do salt, pepper,
Yep.
and make sure it's good steak.
Right.
And then you just savour the steak. You savour the flavour of the beef.
So would you say that as a better chef, if you're able to use less ingredients, but kind of find how to bring out the natural flavor?
Exactly, yeah.
That's
Yep,
what it's.
yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah. I would agree with that, and I think it's actually a lot harder
Yep.
because you can always slap a lot of sauce on.
And then you have your condiments.
Yeah.
Where if you are lacking flavour or if you want something different,
Yep.
you have a bit of a condiment. You
Right.
taste that, that satisfies you.
Yep.
And then you go back to the base flavour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, with this particular crab, we're going just natural flavor, and we're just using hot boiling water. That's it.
Yeah, so hot boiling water.
Yeah.
You put it in the fridge for a
Yep.
bit. You let it fall asleep.
Yep.
Because you cook it while it's asleep. Because otherwise, if you cook it while it's alive, it goes into defense mode.
And what happens? So explain this defense mode a little bit more.
Well, you could drop its legs.
Yep.
People say that it releases a toxin which changes the flavour of the meat.
Oh, really? Okay, guys, there you go. So that's one of the reasons you do it properly. So don't skip it. Don't
Yeah.
don't try to.
That's just the way that I've always cooked it.
Yep.
Yeah, and you put it into the boiling water. Obviously, the crab is cold.
Yep.
So you put it in the boiling water. It stops the water from boiling.
Yep.
The water stops bubbling.
Yep.
You wait for the water to stop bubbling again.
Yep.
Then, pretty simple. For every 100 grams of crab, you cook it for 1 minute.
Yep.
So for a 1 kilo crab, you cook it for 10 minutes
Gotcha.
on boiling water.
Yep.
Once the water starts boiling, then you take it out. Some people like to put it on straight under cold water. I like to let mine sit for a bit
Yep.
in the sink. Or
Sorry, there was something that there was a mention about glassiness of meat.
yeah, if you undercook it, the
Yeah.
crab doesn't taste as well.
Okay.
It's raw. You can still eat it.
Right.
It's kind of raw-ish.
Yeah.
You want it to be perfectly cooked.
So is that why you let it sit just to have its own?
You let it sit because if you take it out, if you don't put cold water straight on it,
Yep.
it kind of slowly just still keeps cooking,
Yep.
but it just gently just cools down,
Yep.
keeps cooking, and just cooks all the way through.
Okay.
And that's it. And then you cook the crab. Then you prepare the crab.
Yep.
You break it open. You cut it in half. You take the shell off. You
Yep.
take its lungs off. You'll see
Yep.
the lungs. You can't eat them. You can't do anything with them at all. Even if you try to eat them, you're not going to enjoy it. And just break it apart and just enjoy the meat.
Salt,
That's it.
pepper, or just
Yeah, salt, pepper.
salt, pepper. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, last question. Wines. Usually, with seafood, we pair it with a nice white wine. Usually, or a nice crisp beer. Well, what have you found?
I'm a bit of a savage, so I don't.
Yep.
I should say white wine. White
Yep.
wine goes with crab.
Yep.
It does. I hate white wine, so
Yep.
I break all the rules. I just drink my Shiraz with it.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, guys, we always know it's always better to drink what you enjoy. That being said, I think the only time I, similar to you, have a disdain for white wine because of a certain incident that occurred when I was young. I decided to. You want to hear it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, long story short, I was working at a gym at the time, and my friend Luca, he got these two girls, and they were gonna meet us in a suburb called Cronulla. So Cronulla is like,
Cronulla.
yeah. So we were living in a place called Liverpool, which is like fucking in the sticks compared to Cronulla. So this is like 2 train rides, easily like 1.5 hours. Anyway, we decided to get our pump on, go train, blah blah blah. Didn't eat nothing. We get 2 cheap bottles of white wine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fruity Alexia.
Yeah, and this is
Makes
like,
you sexy, yeah?
well, hey. Anyway, because young, dumb, and full of crab meat.
Yep. Wine.
I decide that it is a good idea to scull the whole bottle of white wine that I bought in the just scull it, just to be a hero. And as I'm on the train, was drinking the next bottle, I get rocked. I remember the world
It hits you. And everything spins.
spinning. It was
Everything's
worse.
spinning.
Yeah. My next memory is me waking up on a park bench near the beach where we were supposed to be, lying in the sun for a little bit, trying to wear it off.
Like it's warm in Sydney, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my next memory is me waking back up in that same gym with no recollection how I got there. Ever since that memory, I've had this. It's funny because I've had alcohol poisoning with other alcohols, but there was something about white wine specifically that stuck with me.
I think it's the smell that you got for
Yeah.
the whole day, the next day,
Yeah.
that you couldn't get rid of.
And it was, it's
Stale grape smell.
It's unfortunate. It was a Sauvignon Blanc, and I was like, every time I have Sav, I'm like Sauvignon Blanc. I always
Maybe you should stop having it.
well, I did. I did. But that being said, when I was at the Easter show, this was only this recently. I had a beautiful. It was a what was it? It was a Riesling.
Riesling's different, yeah.
It went so well. It was.
It's almost taste posher, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
It tastes more social, yeah.
And it was like with some nice garlic butter
Yeah.
too. It works so well. So I think that my Sauvignon Blanc drinking days are behind me, but there's a world. I don't like Chardonnays too. I'm not a fan. Can't do Chardonnay.
Chardonnay's for single bogan housewives.
Yeah, yeah.
They start drinking at about 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's the perfect drink.
Yeah. Drop the kids off, come home,
Have a
clean
shardy.
up a little. You're like, fuck it, I'm having a shardy.
I've done my job. Yeah. All right. So you guys are going to see on screen all the video of the crabs being cooked in action by our chef Ilyosh.
Stop it.
Stop it.